On today's news, Roman Reigns reveals backstage disagreements with Vince McMahon, and he rips into AEW, my review of last night's super-sized SmackDown, and more. Today is my last day before I go away for 2 weeks on holiday, so yes, you can all rejoice that for the next 2 weeks I won't be doing the SmackDown reviews, but you'll miss me. You'll see. You'll be asking for me back before long. Everybody does. So show me how much you don't want me to come back by subscribing, so Ollie can see it while I'm gone.
Support WrestleTalk!
Since Roman Reigns returned to WWE at SummerSlam 2020, pretty much the one constant with only a couple hiccups has been that Reigns and his new character has been absolutely spot on. Subtle storytelling, a superstar-like presence, good promos, and actually engaging and interesting segments. But it seems it hasn't always been sunshine and roses with Reigns and the portrayal of his new character, as Reigns himself has revealed in an interview with Bleacher Report that he and Vince have had some disagreements, including over his new entrance music, which is why its debut was delayed until after WrestleMania 37. A lot of it was just trying to create that iconic feel to where immediately you know, oh, he's here, he's coming out. That's where we went with the 2 different beats, the 2 different melodies, to have that 20 to 25 second opening that's preparing them. I wanted it to transition from there into something more I could vibe to. Me and the big man weren't agreeing on a couple of things, so I was like, screw it, I'm not going out to it now. I have to feel it because nobody outside of my cousins and Paul is walking out to that. To me, these are the types of things I have to 100% be connected to, and that's why our audience can trust me and the presentation and the character and everything I'm doing. This honestly makes a lot of sense, and I applaud Reigns for standing up for his character and not budging when he doesn't think something's right. The new theme he has is pretty great after all, isn't it? But that's not the only thing that Reigns has been outspoken about, as he also took the opportunity to rip into AEW. Speaking with Complex, he said he doesn't view AEW as real competition to WWE because their fan base is a hardcore fan base, which means there's a ceiling, whereas WWE is trying to connect with everyone. But I also guess they're not really trying to connect with an audience, as he went on to say that when the audience is probably the biggest character in your show, that's strange to me. Yeah. How dare the crowd react to things that they like? That's crazy talk. But Reigns kept going, saying that AEW is being babied by these hardcore wrestling fans, but it wasn't just the company he took shots at, he also focused in on CM Punk, as he was asked in the same interview whether he'd want a match with Punk. Short version, no, he doesn't. Why? He's older now. A step or 2 has been lost. Then he also got his whooped in the UFC. I don't think anybody really believes someone 200 pounds soaking wet with no explosive bone in their body could ever really do anything to me. So I mean, when it comes down to it, I'll throw him and pretty much the rest of that roster out of the club, no problem. They're just little brothers, you know? AEW to debut a new tag team called the Little Brothers confirmed. But Reigns has often staunchly defended WWE in the past, so how does he really feel doing it? Is it a moral obligation? Has he been told to? Or does he just really feel that way? Well, according to Brian Alvarez on Wrestling Observer Live, it's the latter. From everything that I have been told from people all over the place, this guy is a lifer. And this guy believes much of what he says when he is standing up for and defending WWE. He is a very, very loyal soldier in this WWE universe. Loyal Soldier will be his new nickname before long. But with that, let's get into my review of last night's super-sized SmackDown in about 5 minutes. Thank you for being awesome pledge hammers on Patreon, Gavin, Cash Money, Kashiwabara, and LIW's American Muscle, Tyler Gamola. You can get your own shout out by visiting us at patreon.com/WrestleTalk with loads of extra bonus content. Alrighty guys, let's address the elephant in the room. I've seen the comments, I've seen the tweets, I've seen the feedback. I am very negative on WWE shows. Negative Pete has been a mainstay, but I'm a benevolent champion. I listen to my people. So from now on, I will have a designated 30 seconds as part of these reviews to rant and vent about something that annoyed me on the show. And that's it. A condensed rant just for you. You're welcome. So this super-sized SmackDown, which is also actually the SmackDown Go Home show for Crown Jewel, as that takes place next Thursday, kicked off with Edge confirming that Seth Rollins isn't Edge Light, and that at Crown Jewel he is going to scar his soul. I'm pretty sure that's all Rollins wanted Edge to say, was that he wasn't Edge Light, right? So I guess the match isn't needed anymore. Feud over? Well done, everyone. Pack it up, let's go home. This was a very good, intense, fiery promo though, and it genuinely did make me more excited for their Hell in a Cell match next week, which I Won't be watching because I'll be away, but still. After a recap of the King of the Ring matches from last week, we then got the semi-final match of Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn, and this was so much fun! Who'd have thunk it? They got time, had back and forths, lots of near falls, and they legitimately had me buying Sami was going to win at various points, like after Balor did his full setup for the Kraut Deep Gratin, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, including shotgun drop kicks, but missed it, and Sami got a deep roll-up pin, but Balor managed to kick out of that, and they went back and forth some more. Blue Thunderbomb, an illegal pin from Zayn, an exploder in the corner, a dodge of the Haluva, another couple of shotgun drop kicks, and a successful go-up Dex Glatzy, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, for the win. Good stuff. Thumbs up. Next was a video package mainly about Paul Heyman and where his allegiance lies with Reigns and Lesnar, and I really enjoyed this. Sure, there was a lot of recapping involved, but this took subtle pieces of the story since SummerSlam and stitched them together to highlight a new angle on the story that some of the more casual viewers might not have picked up on, which you should definitely be doing. Subtle stories are great to build to a climax, but you need to make those subtleties more overt as the story progresses, and this did that wonderfully. Naomi was set to face Sonya Deville next, but after they showed Sonya backstage waiting to go out, and it was just a zoomed in shot of just her face, I was like, well, she's in her suit, isn't she? And she was. Instead, the match was turned into a handicap match with Naomi facing Deville and Shayna Baszler. I'm not sure why Baszler would want to help Sonya Deville, as they've been positioning Baszler as a bit of a lone wolf kind of character in the last few weeks on Raw, but don't think about it. The match was fairly short. Baszler made Naomi essentially pass out, and then Sonya placed a foot on Naomi to pin her. Michael Cole then summed up how I was feeling by saying, I still don't understand what Sonya has against Naomi. Me neither, Cole. Me neither. But this was good overall. If you don't think about the details, this was good heel heat. Hit Rower coming soon. At what point do we start to get nervous? Sasha Banks cut a promo saying she's going to beat Becky Lynch later. They then did a full rundown of the Crown Jewel card after Seth Rollins had made his entrance to the ring, but not Mansoor versus Ali for some reason, which Ali tweeted about. He's not a happy lad. Seth then did an in-ring rebuttal promo to Edge, repeatedly saying that he wasn't afraid or intimidated to face Edge inside Hell in a Cell. I thought this was another very good promo, with Seth saying that he spent more time in the cell than Edge has, and he is the way he is because of the cell, which is kinda true because he started to turn heel after Hell in a Cell 2019, which I appreciated as a subtle little nod. Once again, good stuff. Zelina Vega versus Carmella came next, and they did a promo in Gorilla where they're still friends and they want a clean, friendly match together. Because of this, Carmella then didn't wear her mask for her match, which allowed Liv Morgan to come out and hold the mask, which distracted Carmella, allowing her to get rolled up by Vega, who advanced to the finals. The match didn't go very long, of course, but the story was fine. I'm not redeeming my 30 seconds to rant just yet. That comes next because it was time for Happy Talk, and here is where I will rant for 30 seconds. This is a shoot. This is unscripted. Changing it up. Here we go. I need to set my timer. Y'all ready? Right. Happy Talk is the worst. I don't know. Madcap Moss has such go-away heat for me. He is so hilariously unfunny. He just makes terrible jokes, and he made some stupid joke about a hen and some eggs, saying that they had an existential crisis, and it took up so much time, and then Nakamura came out with Boogs and interrupted them, so Corbin's probably going to win the IC title, but he didn't even didn't do a promo or anything. He came out, walked around the ring at his entrance, and then left, and then the Profits came in, and my 30 seconds is up. It was dumb. But then, it's okay, because it was time for a wild SmackDown Tag Team title street fight between the Usos and the Street Profits, and this was so much fun. The action was fluid, tons of fun spots, the pace was fast, the kendo stick shots were rough and made me wince. The finish was solid, with Ford being put through a table on the outside, leaving Dawkins to get double splashed in the ring for the Usos' retention. I don't know why this match happened in particular, but hot damn, it was fun. We entered the special extended half an hour here, where we got Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks ad-free, and it was awesome. The two are great together and had a really great match. Weirdly though, Sasha Banks got the visual victory with a bank statement on the outside, which Becky tapped to, but it didn't count because she's outside the ring. But of course, Bianca Belair was on commentary, got involved, and then at one point went to go whip Becky's arm, but missed, or Becky moved. But the commentary sold it like Bianca had connected, but Becky didn't, and then Banks rolled up Becky to give her first singles loss in nearly 3 years. Rad. But no time to dwell on that. Everyone get out of the ring. Quick, quick, quick. Get out of the ring. Get out of the ring. We need to give enough time for Reigns to brood for 5 hours on his entrance. Reigns and Lesnar had a contract signing next, and it was short and sweet, aside from the entrances, and told the story it needed to very well. Reigns has Heyman look over the contract. Reigns signs it, Lesnar then immediately signs it without looking it over, and Reigns calls him stupid for not checking it. But Lesnar smiles and says he read the contract this morning with his advocate Paul Heyman and walks off. Reigns' sell of this was wonderful, his eyes rapidly scanning, trying to piece together if he's been worked over. Has he fallen into a trap? What's going on? The ending was somewhat undermined by another full rundown of the Crown Jewel card, but overall a fun segment. I personally would have had the ladies' main event over this, but it is what it is. Let me know what you thought of the show in the comments and by voting in our poll on a poll match on our community tab, where 84% of you voted for whose side is Heyman actually on. Overall, a great show. As a go-home episode, it did genuinely make me more interested in Crown Jewel, that I'd still definitely won't be watching. And as a standalone show, it had some great wrestling, it advanced some stories nicely while capping off others. Good stuff all round. This is a 4 out of 5 show. No Rampage review today, as Tempest has been off from work, but he will be around for the podcast review later today with me, where we'll be talking about both SmackDown and Rampage in depth, so subscribe to WrestleTalk Podcast.
Coming up, have WWE cancelled some huge WrestleMania plans for next year? Because they certainly cancelled a pay-per-view this year. More on the real reason for that. And did Bray Wyatt have heat backstage before he was let go?